Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. What about you, everyone?
Fine, sir.
Okay, now today in the day schedule, we are having a lot of network issue. Actually, yesterday there was raining, so that's why some network issue was there. That's why we were not able to join the class. The video was stopped. But now we are able to attend, we are able to get the class, but I will not repeat the concept of chemistry. I will repeat the concept of chemistry tomorrow, okay, whenever we'll have the class. So we are just continuing with the previous portion of physics. Whatever the theory we have just understood till now, the same thing I will repeat whenever we'll have the classes. But in this evening classes, what happened? You are able to understand in a clear way, and the same concept you got in repetition. That's the benefit, right? So,
Good evening, sir.
good evening, good evening. Now I'm just going to share the screen. I hope the screen will be visible for everyone. Okay.
Sir, once can you revise yesterday's class, sir?
Obviously, I will revise yesterday's class. Okay. I'm here to give a recall of yesterday's class. Now, yesterday I have shared 3 pages of a book. Okay. Whether you have just gone through with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much you have understood?
Understood, sir. Total clear.
Okay. For Vishnu, I just after the class now you just call me. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Actually, when I was just checking your homework, there I have seen lot of problem, and there is only one reason for that. So that's why I just need to talk to you. So after class, you just give me a call. Okay. Okay. Now we are just having these people, but let's see that whether the hostel students, whether they are able to join with us or not. The rest of the people of your class, they are not able to join with us, right? Because I hope they have some dance class, music class, I think, right? So it's not a problem. But we are just continuing the class, whatever we have learned yesterday, right, everyone? I'm just going to share the screen. I hope the screen will be visible by everyone. So this is our screen. I hope you are just able to view that. Okay. Whether it is visible, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what the concept we have discussed, that is about the refraction part. Now, just tell me clearly. You have to just tell me the truth, okay? Whether from the starting of a refraction, whether everything was clear, even the mathematics part also. Yesterday we have just gone through about some mathematics part, right? Whether it was also clear. I will revise, obviously.
Sir, 2 minutes clear, sir.
Okay, for you it's clear. And rest of the students, in which part you are having the problem? Tell me.
Clear, sir. Yesterday I did not attend the class.
Okay, okay. And rest of the people, Vidip and
Sir, you can explain yesterday's class.
yeah, obviously I can explain yesterday's class. Don't worry. Okay, I'm just repeating that class. Let's see that how much you people can understand. Now, what at first I'm just drawing one diagram. This is the boundary surface of two medium. This is your medium one. I am taking an example that it is air, and the second medium is water. The common example I am taking, So air is a optically rarer medium or denser medium?
Optically rarer medium.
Rest of the people, why the answer is correct?
Yes, sir. Rarer.
Yeah. And Vidip and rest of the people, what do you say? Whether the answer is correct? Air is a optically rarer medium. Sridatta, Nivedita, Ritvi,
Yes, sir.
why?
Yes, sir, it is rare.
Why air is optically rarer medium?
Sir,
Sir, because speed of
sir, can
light is more
the
in
speed of light is more in
air
air, sir,
rather than
than the
water, sir.
other than the other mediums.
Okay, okay. But let's see what other people says. Sridatta, Ritvi, Nivedita, what do you say?
Sir, same answer, sir. In air,
Oh,
light is very faster, sir.
okay, okay. So we can say that the medium in which the speed of light will be greater, that will be our optically rarer medium, and the medium where speed of light will be lesser, that will be optically denser medium. So we know the difference between optically rarer and optically denser medium. Now, whenever the light ray is coming from a luminous object, must give the arrow sign over here. Okay. So at this boundary, the incident ray is hitting. So at this point of incidence, if I just draw a normal, at this point of incidence, what I will say that after crossing the boundary surface or after crossing the boundary plane, obviously the light ray will pass through the second medium. So it will pass like that and it will just bend towards the normal in this case. Now, whenever the light ray is coming from a rarer medium and it is going to a denser medium, after the refraction, the refracted ray moves towards the normal. Now, there is a question, sir, why it moves towards the normal? Because the speed of light get decreased. So that's why the light ray moves towards the normal. Okay, up to that point, whether everything is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, with respect to the normal, whenever you will measure the angle of incidence, it will form like this. This is your angle of incidence. This is your angle of refraction. Always angle of incidence and angle of refraction will be measured with respect to the given normal. Okay. And what about the Snell's law? Yesterday we had discussed about Snell's law only. So the Snell's law, I am just repeating once again. According to Snell's law, it is said that the sine of incident angle, this is our incident angle, right? This is I for incident. So sine of incident angle to the
Divided by sine of
yeah, to
refracted
the
angle.
ratio of sine of refracted angle, their ratio is constant. According to Snell's law, the ratio of sine of incident angle to the sine of refracted angle is constant. The same thing is written on your book as a Snell's law, or you can say as a law of refraction. Even the constant is known as a refractive index. The refractive index is known as mu. Okay, let me write down. Mu is actually the refractive index. So till that time you just know that, sir, refractive index is a constant quantity. Whenever the light ray will pass from one medium to another medium, I can measure the refractive index, right? But you don't know about the refractive index. How, with the help of refractive index, what are the things we are able to get, right? So before that, you have to understand one thing, that whenever they will ask you a numerical question, okay, whenever they will ask you a numerical question, in that case they will give you a diagram and they will say the question that with the help of Snell's law, find out the refractive index of the medium, right? This will be the question, diagram will be given. Then you have to apply this formula you will get this refractive index, right? Up to that point, whether everything is clear and easy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now there is a twist. What is the twist? Let's see. Now, if air is your medium one, right? We know air is our medium one and water is our medium two, right? So in this case, the refractive index. Now there is a question, sir, the light ray is traveling from medium 1 to medium 2. So you are finding the refractive index of which medium? There is a question. I am finding out the refractive index of which medium? For medium 1 or medium 2?
Sir, medium 2, sir, I think. I think medium for
Medium
2.
2. Okay, you think medium 2. The rest of the people, for which we are calculating the refractive index? For medium 1 or for medium 2?
See, medium.
Okay, rest of the people?
Sir, actually, the refractive index means the sign of incidence and the sign of refraction is refractive index, sir. The value.
No, actually refractive index is a different thing. Refractive index measures that how much the light ray will bend whenever it will travel from one medium to another medium.
Sir, we will find second, sir. Second one, medium 2.
Yeah, obviously we are finding out the medium too. So everyone, whenever the light ray is traveling from one medium to another medium, remember always we are finding out the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, right? So in this case, the mu should be written in this way. You have to know how to write it down. We are finding out the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. So it should be written as mu of 2 with respect to 1. This should be the notification. In this way you can write it down. Let me write whatever we have written. Mu of 2 with respect to 1, that means refractive index of medium 2, refractive index of medium 2 with respect to I'm just writing down the shortcut form, with respect to medium 1. Okay, so mu of 2 with respect to 1 determines the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1. Up to that part, whether this thing is clear, mu of 2
Sir?
yeah.
Sir, actually, that refractive index is a mu, sir. The mu is a short form of refractive index.
Yeah, mu is a symbol that
Symbol.
yeah, mu is a symbol that is used for refractive index always.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but in your book sometimes it is written as n. Okay, actually it is confusing whenever we teach students like mu of 2 with respect to 1, but they see in the book that n 1 2 or n 2 1. Whenever you will see this thing, you will be get confused. Whatever I have said, it will not be in your mind, because some of the authors, they follow n as a refractive index and some of the authors follow mu as a refractive index. Okay, so mu can
Sir,
be
what
written
is 1 by 2, sir? This n2 1 n1 2.
the same thing. That means whenever the light ray is traveling from medium 1 to medium 2, so in that case you just write down n of 1 2, or the reverse thing for a reverse case also. But
Sir,
if
we have to find the value, sir. That one n1 2 means.
no, you don't have to find out the value for that. It is a different form of notation that is used for refractive index. A different notation you can see. Yeah, Srijan, tell me.
Sir, sin I and sin R, what is that, sir? It is value or
It's not
sign?
a sin. It's it's actually sign. Let me move to the previous slides. You will understand. Yesterday we have studied mathematics more than physics.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, actually we have done that one. Okay, wait. Yeah. Now, here we have just studied about all of the trigonometric ratios, that is sine, cos, tan, cot, cosec, sec. Every trigonometric ratio we have written, but these trigonometric ratios are invalid if they are not taken with respect to an angle. That means if you are using sine, you have to take sine of some angle. If you are using cos, you have to use the cos with respect to some angle. In this case, we have assumed the angle as theta. This symbol is known as theta. Okay. Whenever I will take sine of theta, then only it is valid. Whenever I will take cos of theta, then only it's valid. If I take tan of theta, then only it's valid. They are the trigonometric ratios. Sine of theta. If I ratio means what? That means you can say that if you are going to find out the ratio of two same quantities. Suppose you have bought 3 kg of rice and 4 kg of rice. So what is the ratio of them? That is 3:4, right? In this way, we are able to find out the ratio. That means for two same quantities only, we are able to find out the ratio. In this case, these are the trigonometric ratios. You are able to find out the ratio of sides. You are able to find out the ratio of sides with respect to this trigonometric ratios. Sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. Whenever you are watching them, don't get feared. Only the sine and cos function are to be used here. Rest of the trigonometric ratios you will understand in mathematics. So, first point you have to remember that these trigonometric ratios are only valid for a right angle triangle. Okay. For other triangles, it is not valid. Okay. Second one, that means this sine, cos, tan, all of the trigonometric ratios are only valid whenever they will be taken with respect to some angle. If you take only sine, it is invalid. If you take only cos, it is invalid. This is invalid. They are not valid at all. But whenever I will take them with respect to some angle, that means sine of angle theta, cos of angle theta, tan of angle theta, in that case, they are valid. Up to this portion, I am telling you which is valid, which is invalid. Okay. Whether it is understandable, everyone. Just remember which is valid,
Yeah,
which is
sir.
not valid. Rest of the things you don't have to remember till now. Now, I have said they are trigonometric ratios. That means with respect to these terms, you are able to find out the ratio of sides. Now, in a triangle, there are 3 sides only. It is a right angle triangle. So, obviously, base will be there, perpendicular will be there, and hypotenuse will be there. 3 things will be there. Now, sine of angle theta. If you take sine of this angle theta, so what you will get, you have to remember. Sine theta is equals to the ratio of perpendicular by hypotenuse. Is that clear? Sine of angle theta. If you take sine, sine is a trigonometric ratio. It is equals to the ratio of two sides. Sine of angle theta is equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. They are the trigonometric functions. They are only be used if you consider them with respect to some angle. In this case, I have taken an angle of theta. I hope you have not heard that word theta before. That's why you are having some, you are thinking that they are very much tough, but they are not tough. Okay. Whenever you will gone through with all of the trigonometric function, you will understand. Till that time, I just need these three: sine, cos, tan. Okay. So if I take sine of this angle theta, I will get perpendicular by hypotenuse. If I take cos of angle theta, I will get base by hypotenuse. And if I take tan of angle theta, I will get perpendicular by of base. Right? These trigonometric ratios you have to remember. There is no other way I can prove that sine theta equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. But this is not the part of physics. So you have to remember that sine, cos, tan, what are those? They are the trigonometric ratios. First point. Second point, they only be considered if I take those functions or if I take those ratios with respect to some angle, right? Sine, cos, tan, these trigonometric ratios are only valid if I take them with respect to some angle. So sine not valid, cos not valid, tan not valid. But sine theta is a valid thing. Cos of theta is a valid thing. Tan of theta is a valid thing. Okay. So in this case, sine of theta equals to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Please remember that. Cos of theta is base by hypotenuse and tan of theta is perpendicular by base. Just the ratio you have to remember. Up to that point, whether something is clear?
Yes, sir. 2 minutes clear, sir.
Srijan, how much it gets clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we
Sir,
have,
I understood what is valid and what is not valid, sir.
you understood?
What is valid, what is not valid, and ratios I understood, sir.
Okay, rest of the part, that is sine of angle theta, that is perpendicular by hypotenuse. These parts are clear.
Yes, sir.
At this time, I will suggest please remember them. Otherwise, we are not going for the proofs of all these trigonometric functions. There is a
Sir, we have
right.
another problem, sir.
Yeah, please
Sir,
tell me.
yesterday I talked to Jayprakash sir. Sir, Jayprakash sir said, now it is not, it seems, trigonometry. After 5 chapters, we have trigonometry, it seems.
Yes, it is at whatever I remember. It's at 7.1, 7.2, 7.3, I think. You
Yes,
have
sir. 7
no
chapter, sir, it is.
7th chapter or 8th chapter it is.
8th chapter, sir, for us.
Oh, sorry, 8 chapters. Okay. Yeah, that's why. So actually what we do that whenever I was teaching mathematics, at that time you are now in the chapter of real numbers, right? Now the next chapter
Polynomials,
is,
sir. Now we are in polynomials.
Polynomials.
oh, polynomials. Okay. So after completing of polynomials, we just move to trigonometry, because what happens now before the exam, every student have a fear of trigonometry. Whenever they see the question in the question paper, they don't, that means they are hesitating to attend those questions. They just get feared. They don't want to attend those questions. So at first we clear the fear. They at first understand the trigonometry very well. It takes around 1 month to clear only trigonometry. Lot of time it takes. After that, the main problem of mathematics gets solved. After that, they love to solve problems of trigonometry. For you people also, it will take lot of time for their production. Okay, because they are interesting, but if you understood, then only. Now it's a rhyme that we have in the next page. Thus you can remember this trigonometric ratios. It's an Hindi rhyme that Pandit Bhola Pal har har bole sona chandi tole. You can remember this rhyme. It will help out a lot. Even sir also tell you that rhyme in some English form maybe, but I just remember the Hindi form only. Pandit Bholapal har har bole, sona chandi tole. So in this case, S stands for the sine function. It stands for the sine function, sine of theta. That is equals to the ratio of P by of H. As you can see, P of Pandit, H of her. I have just taken the ratio. That is of sine theta equals to P by H. Similarly, the Chandi is having the word C, C for cos function, right? So cos of angle theta, it is equals to B by H, as you can see in this rhyme. T, the tole, it is having the T. So T for tan of theta, it is equals to P by of B. So this is the way, if you just write down this rhyme in this way, you can remember their trigonometric ratios. Whether it is understandable, everyone?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Shri Datta, Ritvi, Rishikesh,
Yes,
Shri.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay. Now after that, what we have learned now, after that we just start determining the values of a sine function, because whatever the questions that is based on Snell's law, that will give you a diagram or they will give you a word problem which give you the values of angle of incidence and angle of refraction. You have to find out the refractive index. So you have to know that what is the value of sine 30, sine 45, sine 60. For that we have just used a trick, right? Let me just uh, write down the trick again. Yeah, Vishnu, tell me.
Sir, I have a small confusion, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
tell
now
me.
we are finding the formula, no, sir. Sine of incident ray by sine of refracted ray.
Yes,
The answer. What is the answer, sir? That we are finding.
refractive index. Whenever you will find out the ratio of sine of I by sine of R, you will get the refractive index always.
We will get the refractive index, sir. Means how
Yeah,
much the light bended.
yeah. It
Yes,
determines
sir.
that how much the light can bend. Okay,
Yes,
whenever
sir.
it is traveling from one medium to another medium. Now, in this case, just remember that how to find out the values of all trigonometric function. I will not tell. I will just tell you some of the trigonometric functions. That is of for sine of 30, sine of 60, sine of 90. How to determine the value? For that, just write down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just divide each and everything by 4. There's a trick actually, it is not the actual procedure. This is just the trick to remember all of these values. So at first write down 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, then divide each of them by 4, then take a root on each of them. After taking the root, you will get the values. 0 by 4 is 0. Root over 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. This is 2 2s are 4. So it is 1 by 2. So root over of 1 by 2, that is 1 by root 2. Root over of 3 by 4, that is of root over 3 divided by of 2. This is 4 and 4 get cancelled out, it will be 1. So root over of 1, that is same, 1. So these all values, whatever I have got here, they are the values of what? They are the values of sine 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. So you can say sine of 0 is how much? Sine 0 is 0. Sine of 30 degree is half. Sine of 45 degree is 1 by root 2. Sine of 60 degree is root 3 by 2. Sine of 90 degree is 1. Okay. In this way, the
Sir,
sine, yeah, tell me.
sir, it means if they gave the object is bent, the light ray is bent at 30 degrees, Means you have to write 1/2, sir. There.
Yes, sine 30. Okay. So each and every value, even one question should come, sir, why you are writing 0, then 30, then 45, 60, 90. What about the other numbers? 40 is there, 50 is there, 70 is there, 15. There are a lot of numbers are there, but they are not used now. In your class 10, only these values are used. 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Maximum 180. Except that no other values will be asked in your exam. Okay. So you just have to know that for sine function, whenever you have to remember any of the values, you can make this small table. That means of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then divide each of them by 4. Then take a root. You will get all of the answers. Cos function will not be used now. Cos function will be used later. So I am just giving you the sine values only. Sine 0, sine 30, sine 45. These values I am giving you. Now these things are clear. Vishnu, you have raised
Sir.
your hand.
Oh, no, sir. I didn't
Okay.
forget to lower the hand. Yes.
Okay. Now rest of the people. Nivedita, Sridatta, Rishikesh, Siri, Vidip.
Understood, sir.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
Understood, sir.
Okay. Now today actually I was just having an exam duty. So there I was just seeing the question, that is a physics question. There was a physics exam duty actually. So there I have just seen that for class 10 they are having their model test actually, and they are having the question, that same question. That means a light ray, the light ray is coming from one medium of, oh, my drawing. Wait, let me just bend it actually. Wait. Now, yeah. Now a light ray is coming from one of the medium. The medium was not given in the question. Now this is the normal. Okay. And after the refraction, the light ray bends away from the normal, like that. So obviously this was some denser medium, and
Denser medium and rarer medium.
yeah, whenever the light ray comes from a denser medium and moves to a rarer medium, then only the light ray is able to bend away from the normal. So in that case, the values of angles were given as this is of 30° and this is of 45°. Okay. Now, whether are you able to find out the refractive index?
Yes, sir.
Find it out.
Sir, is it root 2, sir?
Okay, you are getting root 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see what about the rest of the people. Sridatta, Kiranya, Siri, Rishikesh, Vidip, Nivedita. Just try to find out the answer at first. I just need the refractive index, that's all.
So I'm getting 1 by root 2.
Okay, you
Sir,
are getting
root
1
2.
by root 2, right? Okay.
Sir,
Let's
1 by 2 divided by 1 by root 2.
Okay, Hiranya is getting root 2. Okay, rest of the people, Vidip, Vedita, Rishikesh.
1 by 2 divided by 1 by root 2, sir.
Yeah, you have to calculate that one. Examiner needs the
Sir,
final
root 2,
answer.
sir.
Sir, root 2, sir, root 2.
Root 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, root 2.
Okay. Okay, now we are just calculating. Now I have to find out the refractive index. For that, incidence angle is given as 30 degree and the refracted angle is given as 45 degree. I will find out the ratio like sine 30 divided by sine 45. By which law I am just writing this?
Snell's law.
Snell's law. So
Yes,
that
sir.
is equals to mu. I will prefer that write down the mu. Otherwise, what happens after 1 month or 2 months, you will have the same question to me because it happened actually in the previous year or in latter years that happened that I teach them the refractive index, but after 1 month or 2 months, they again comes to me and says, refractive index is confusion. Please repeat that again because they have seen in book it is written as n of 1 to n of 2 1. That's why they confuse that which one I should follow. But in this case, if I use the mu, I'm just getting this tail, that extended portion of mu, right? I should use this tail actually. If this is your medium 1, if this is your medium 2, I can write down mu of 2 with respect to 1. I'm getting the head of this tail of this extended portion. That's why I tell my students that write down the mu portion because it will help you and it will don't make you confused. Because whenever you are writing down mu of 2 with respect to 1, that means you are determining the refractive index of the second medium with respect to first. Okay, I will discuss that portion again. There are three type of concepts involved in refractive index. Okay, and in every year I see that they have asked one question, 2 mark question from this refractive index. Okay, so that's for 2 marks we have to study it very well. Sine 30 is having the value of 1 by 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Just cut this root 2 with respect to that 2. You will get another root 2 here. Because we know in mathematics, root 2 multiplied by root 2, it is equals to 2. Right? So, if you cut 2 with respect to root 2, you will get another root 2. Let me elaborate. Some of the people will not understand. For them, I will just expand this, okay? Now, sine 30 is 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2. That is of mu of 2 with respect to 1. So, 1 by 2 can be written 1 by root 2 into root 2. And it is 1 by of root 2. This is of mu of 2 with respect to 1. I can cut one of the root 2. So, I will get refractive index of the second medium with respect to first. That is equals to 1 by root 2. Answer of Abhinaya was right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and rest of the people, you have got the correct answer also. Some of the people said that 1 by root 2 is the right answer. Okay, for them, it's just a calculation mistake that you have done. Please be careful with that. Okay, now,
Sir,
what?
one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2 is there, no, sir. We can make the divisible quantity as multiplication, no, sir. Then
Yeah,
we can
that, yeah,
cancel.
obviously, that thing you can also do. Let me show you that also. Mu is equals to 1 by 2. Oh, sorry, here I have written the wrong thing. This is 1 by 2 is there in the numerator portion and it is 1 by root 2. So I can write down 1 by 2 divided by 1 by root 2. So it will be 1 by 2 into of root 2 by 1, right? So whenever
Yes,
you will
sir.
cut this root 2 with that, it will be also root 2 and the final answer is 1 by root
Sir, root 2 into 1 is
2. Root 2 into 1 is root 2. Now, in this case, whenever you are just eliminating them, whenever root 2 is